What happens when a highly skilled artist and a super producer comes together to make music? You get magic and timeless records. That's more than what Miami natives James Roan and Richy B plan on delivering to the world. They call it life music. Showing that music with substance still does exist in this day and age. But to change the game and the course of history, they have to work really hard and sacrifice to save hip-hop. So let's embark on this journey with them to see how far they take it, if they have the will to succeed. On this episode of James Roan and Richy B, the making of Elements of Life.
Do you think anything could be added to that sonically, or do you think like it's already...
So I think it's pretty much done.
I think that one's pretty much done too. So the other day we did like 4 songs. This makes 5. And then we only have like 4 or 5 left to go through like this and finish them up. And then after that we could work on the other beats or whatever from scratch, like, you know, write them, record them, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah.
The album was made like 2 years ago. That's when I was kind of like still trying to find myself as an artist. Richy B produced the whole album. That's rare where you see an artist-producer combo where it's 100% just them, you feel me? But a lot of pressure now for me to put it out. Rich been on my ass about it, but that's, you know, him just wanting it to come out. I feel like now's the better time though, because 2 years ago I didn't know half of the shit I knew now, or, you know, things about marketing, the industry, the music business side of things. So I told everyone I wanted to put out Power Forward first. Now that that's out, now it's gonna be my 3rd studio album, you know, and it's gonna be a joint effort with me and Rich. So it's all about timing, you know what I'm saying? Everything is all about what you learn. And even since the release of Power Forward, I learned more things, you know, to help push the album even more for the next one. The next one's gonna be bigger, better, and what have you. So it's coming. Y'all stay tuned. Me and Rich got some good things coming for y'all. It's not the traditional rap. It's not your trap. It's not your, you know, the stuff you play in the clubs. None of that. It's gonna be more of a fusion of, you know, just rap, hip hop, obviously, but more of like alternative, you know, urban contemporary things like that. So it's gonna be a mixture. We creating our own style. We creating our own lane with this album. So it's James Roan, Richy B, Elements of Life is the title. It's gonna be out soon. So we got some stuff coming for y'all. And that's what it is. It's just showing everybody, you know what I'm saying, that we go through stuff. I go through stuff. Y'all go through stuff. So we bring all these elements together, and that's how we learn, and we stick together as a human race. No matter where you come from, who you are, what you do for a living, how much money you make, what car you drive, it don't matter about none of that. You know what I'm saying? We all go through things. At the end of the day, we're all human. So that's Elements of Life. Each song gonna tell a story. The album's gonna tell a story as a whole. So that's what it is.
It needs?
What?
This track here. You think anything needs to be added? Vocally, or I think vocals in terms of like layering the hook.
Probably some more layers on the hook, but
on the hook.
I think overall the track has a good ambiance to it. It's nice.
Yeah. I think with just the addition of the layers on the hook, ideally, I think it's ready to go. I think sonically and instrumentally, it has everything it needs. You know.
Got some other tracks here too. This thing stood that one. That's crazy.
So this
album that we're doing, man, it's 2 years in the making. And we initially, did the session, we did the session, we had all these songs, and then took a little break, came back 2 years later, some life things happened, came back 2 years later, came together, recorded the rest of the album, getting the mix and master. It's been a really fun process, being able to be so very hands-on. It's one of my favorite projects I've ever worked on, so it's been an honor to be able to work with James here, and I'm looking forward to more content to come.
Wow. I think this could fit, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it fits the album sonically. And this is my life, you can't live it twice. And understand I'm the nigga, gotta get the price. Says I'm fighting, says when I'm miking, I just come through like it, I'm striking, like lightning, I'm striking. It's another thing that you fight when, like Mike Tyson. Get it right then. And there's James Roan, and there's Richy B. Understand I'm grown when you gotta see every other thing that you gotta get in a pocket. And I'm shooting like a rocket. You can't stop it, drop it when I rock it. Knock your eyeball out your socket. Yeah. Just a freestyle. You see how we be now. I like that.
I'm super appreciative to be a part of this project that James Roan ultimately invited me to. And he reached out to me saying that he thought my vocals would be suitable for this project. And I responded to him and was just like, okay, I'll give it a try, let's try it out. I could see myself in this, and I listened to the instrumental. I believe it was either for Time Shows or a different song first, and I fell in love with the instrumental because just listening to the sound of it sounds like a warm embrace of love, and that seems to be a large theme in the album. It seems to be love, grief, and everything in between. And when it comes to emotions, I love representing my emotions thoroughly, deeply through my art, and I could definitely see myself in this, and I could see a whole group of people and everyone sort of finding a piece of themselves within this album. And that's why I wanted to be a part of this album, because I think it's beneficial for everyone to find a sense of relief in this album regarding whatever situation they're in, whether it's just to enjoy themselves or get through something very difficult in life. We all need music because music is everything for us, especially as artists. And again, I am very grateful for being a part of this project, and I'm excited to see what's to come for the future of this album and the songs on the album.
Working with James is always super fun. It's always different every time. That's one thing I can say about working with James, is that whenever I'm at the helm of one of his projects, I never really know what to expect, whether it's like a club banger, whether it's like something real deep and introspective or something soulful. It's always true, it's always authentic, it's always organic. And that's the one thing that I think separates James from a lot of different artists, is that when he goes into a project, he knows what sound he's going for, he knows how to make it all sound cohesive, if that makes sense. And I think that in itself is a great trait to have as an artist, and James embodies that very perfectly. I mean, being able to work on any project of his is always such an honor. I mean, it's always so much fun, it's always, a challenge. But being able to bring his ideas to life is always something that I live for. And, it's a give and take. I'll do something, I'll send it to him, he'll send me some notes back, maybe we need to make a few adjustments here. I mean, I can already hear him like, I think we need to, adjust this little effect a tiny bit, and it's always something super small that I probably wouldn't have heard or thought of myself. And I think that's the give and take that I need as a mix engineer when I'm working on an album is, I want to do my own vision, of course, but at the end of the day, he as the artist is going to have the final say as far as the sound and everything's curating. So, I mean, I can't say enough about it. It's always so much fun. His beats are always so on point. I know he's working with other people constantly, and God, I can't remember the name of his producer right now, but shout out to you, man. shout out to him. But it's so much fun. Like I said, I can't explain it more than that. He's always real, raw, authentic. He's always organic. And he's always James. One thing you're going to get with the James project is you're going to get James Roan. And that's always a good thing. It's never a bad thing. So I think just having my hands on the project is a blessing in itself. And I'm honestly so excited for it to come out. I cannot wait. Can't wait to hear what you got. Can't wait to hear what we did with it. Can't wait to hear all the exciting things. And you know, when I'm mixing an album, I'm mixing track after track after track, so listening to it as a whole is going to be a whole other experience in itself. So James, I know he's going to listen to this or watch this. James, amazing work, brother. I can't wait for the world to hear what we've created, and not just me, but you know, him and everybody else he's worked with. And yeah, I think it's going to be a big deal if I can say so. You know, he's a great guy. He's a great artist. He's just a super humble dude. We're chatting all the time, and yeah, it's just so much fun. It's really all I can say about it.
Girl, don't have me falling twice.
Richy B over here, man. Just discussing this album and how things came about between me and the artist Chris 260. The session that we had between me and James, and I was thinking, well, we don't have any features on the album, so why not get some local artists from Miami to feature on the album? And I couldn't think of anybody better than my friend Chris 260. So we had this song called Sunshine. Now I hadn't even made the beat yet, so I invited him to the studio. We sat down, we spoke a little bit, we talked, and then we got right to work. Laid the beat down in I want to say 20 minutes or whatever. He did his thing, James did his thing, and the beat was done after that one day. So it was a really fun experience, man. It was dope, man. I mean, Chris, share your thoughts on what you like?
The coolest thing about making Sunshine was it happened on my birthday. And I had no intentions of recording. I was literally just coming to hang out with Richy, and they was working on this track called Sunshine, and Richy made the beat, and James gave the direction for it. So I just went off of their vibes. I'm like, okay. Richy was first you want to get on a song? I'm like, all right. I was like, cool. I'm with whatever. So he made the beat, played the beat, wrote to it, did my thing on it, and what you hear is what you have. Sunshine. That's pretty much how that came about. I'm just glad to be a part of it. The whole recording process and watching how everything go down. That was a blessing. And for that to happen on my birthday, that was even a better gift from Richy and James. So I'm thankful.
Yeah, it wasn't overnight that, not to brag or anything, because I'm one of the most humble people you meet, but it wasn't overnight that I changed up my look like this. It came with a lot of, experimenting and hardships and just going through shit in order to find myself as an artist, image-wise. Only reason why I'm mentioning that in this is because believing in yourself is very important. It's a very difficult thing that a lot of people struggle with, so that's why I wanted to touch that on this album and talk about stuff like that. Understanding that not everybody has super crazy Floyd Mayweather confidence, because we don't, you know what I'm saying? And that's life. So I wanted to make music to where the person who's going through real stuff on a day-to-day can listen to the album and listen back at this and watch this and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We just trying to motivate the next person. If I can motivate 1 million people and each
people, or each person rather, can motivate somebody else, that's already 2 million people. If one person out of the million can motivate one more person, that's 2 million. So those are my goals that I want to get to. That's also Richie's goals that he wants to get to. So that's why we came together with this album, you know, to make good music, to make different music, and the production, everything from the instruments that's used, to the artist that's featured, to the way it was made, to the filming, to the plans on how we're gonna promote it when it comes out, is all organic, is all authentic. So I'm really excited for it. You know, this is for legacy. It's for me at 28 years old. I'm still working a regular job, you know what I'm saying? But at 28 years old, showing that it's never too late. You're never limited to what people tell you can be, you know what I'm saying? You can be whatever the hell you want to be, you know? So that's what me and Richie believe. That's what we're pushing forward with. And it's going to come to fruition really soon. I feel like this album is going to be ground shaking. It's going to shake the room. Rest in peace to Pop Smoke. It's going to shake the rooms, every room across the country, every room across the world. So this is James Roan, just letting everybody know to believe in yourself, and the Elements of Life album is going to be a strong representation of that. So
It comes down to what Elements of Life is about, and why we named the title as such is because every song on the album addresses all the emotions that make up life as a whole, whether it be addiction, depression, alcoholism, you know, any kind of form of substance abuse, under those types, the emotional roller coaster that is life. And we felt like we made songs that embody those emotions, and that the listener can listen to these songs and sort of use these songs as like almost like what an antidepressant is, like a pill to kind of just, a natural pill rather, to kind of stimulate your emotions and kind of bring you to that place where you can feel content with who you are and be like, man, I am bigger than these things. I don't have to go through it alone. You have friends here that can help you, you know, get through these things. And that's kind of why I wrote the album. We had a really holistic approach as to, you know, what we were going to write about. It was well thought about, you know, it was well intentioned. I think of any project that I've done, it's one of the more well-intentioned projects. It's not just people getting in the studio and fooling around and smoking weed and having fun, but it's more so we came into this thing with a goal in mind. We wanted to write an album that would stand the test of time, and I feel confident that we wrote something that was authentic to who we were and authentic to what hip-hop is. And I gotta say this, bring hip-hop to a state of just awakening the masses and not focusing so much on the materialistic aspect, which, okay, yeah, hip-hop's foundations were built on materialism as far as like you had to look fly, but now we feel like hip-hop, it's even going way past superficial. So this album to me sounds more grounded. There's no songs that's about any like hedonistic, you know, virtues or selfish hedonistic virtues. It's all about the enlightenment of the culture, you know, what I believe hip-hop was founded on, you know, not where it's at right now. No disrespect, you have some brilliant artists right now, but it's being oversaturated with people that just don't have no talent, and it's the honest. So this album is really honest.
Now that we heard from the artist, producer, and others, we will now watch them chase after their dreams. Many artists have tried, many have failed. But what separates these two from the pack is their sheer determination and belief in what they speak into the world. Anybody can say they'll do something. Others simply just won't attempt to play the game we call life. All are called. Few are chosen. But with the sounds of Richy B and the voice of James Roan, how can they fail?
tired of that shit. It's time for a change in the rap game. It's James Roan Richy B. Let's fucking go.
Yo, niggas always tryna flex in front you what they got. Always bragging what they did, who they done pop. Always pull up in foreign vehicles to the spot. Ask them how much money they made, they say a lot. Guns up in the air like they whippersnappers, knowing they be snitching after. Wrong, gotta set the tone, you can get it faster. My phone blowing up his own shit from here to NASA. I'm gone, leave my ass alone. We too different, half a milli bands in the duffel bag, huh? Nigga, be careful, they'll snuff your ass, huh? Hey, they say it's nothing, man. Listen to them, if you want this shit, then you'll be nothing fast. Rappers all the same shit nowadays. Niggas and bitches be bragging about how much money they made. It's a shame. Rappers all the same shit nowadays. Niggas and bitches be bragging about how much money they made. It's a shame.
All they do is brag.